late March. It is hard to snow, even up here in the north where you know it's cold enough to snow. It's just the March sun angle does help us out a little bit to not give us that much. You really have to have a very vigorous system like we had over the weekend to get a big March snowfall. So it's going to be, a 1 to 3, maybe 3 to 5 inch kind of snow here at the worst case scenario. Minneapolis, it doesn't come in until afternoon. This is 3 o'clock. But look, we saw the accident in Ames, Iowa, right? So even just a little bit of snow can cause problems. This is when kids start getting off the bus and you're driving home for the commute. We're dealing with that, maybe mixing in with some rain in Minneapolis. Staying as all snow in places like Duluth. Here's a look at some of those snowfall forecasts. For Fargo, we start this morning with some snow showers. Look at our temperatures, just above the freezing mark. Now, we have seen many cases this season where it snows above freezing, and that can happen, and it can still accumulate. And while most of the time roads are just wet, bridges, overpasses can especially be slick, so beware of that. Rapid City, we've got snow in our forecast through the day today, and it's about 1 to 3 inch. I mean, look, it's not much for Rapid City especially. We've had much bigger snow storms, but we're going to get some snow out there on the roadways. In Minneapolis, while we get a little bit of snow right after 3 o'clock here, it looks like we'll change over to rain. Temperatures are just too mild. It is March, Kelly. And it's going to be overachieving, as we like to say. And we've all these terms in meteorology like training, and Kelly's going to talk about the wedge in just a second. So training, when it comes to rainfall, is when rain moves repeatedly over an area. And it's usually not just rain, but thunderstorms and heavy rain at that, and often leads to flooding and flash flood concerns. So St. Louis, you're under a flash flood watch. Goes into effect tonight. It stays until Wednesday. And the reason for that is because we're going to get rain and thunderstorms that train over this area, moving over the same region, time and time again. And it may not be heavy all at once, but the problem with training thunderstorms is that it's just repeated rounds of rain, and it really adds up. So look at St. Louis. By Tuesday evening, we start today, and Tuesday evening we still have rain continue to fall in the area. Still some showers, at least in the area, till Wednesday, but especially heavy in places like Little Rock and Memphis and western Kentucky, including around Paducah. We're going to get repeated rounds of heavier rainfall, and that's going to lead to some flooding concerns. So remember this about water. Just 6 inches of flowing water can knock you off your feet. We want to make sure you stay out of areas that have flood waters, especially in a vehicle. 2 feet of flowing water can float a vehicle, and then you are at the whim of the water. And if it's moving into a stream or a creek, you don't know where it's going to take you. If your car could flip, so play it safe, turn around, don't drown. All right, Kelly, I feel a lot of the same forecast challenges getting into tomorrow and Wednesday. Look at the severe area. It's not too much different than today, but it's a little bit different. So a bit farther south. Now we bring in Austin, we bring in Shreveport, Dallas. Your risk for severe weather is going down, but your risk of thunderstorms is not going away completely. So here's what happens tomorrow. The front moves oh so slightly. There's nothing to steer this whole thing out. So we're stuck with this pattern for at least 3 days. And we're going to see the winds come out of the south like Steph was talking about. So more moisture comes in. Now we've got 2 days worth of southerly flow at the surface and moisture coming in. So dew points going up. Plus we have the stronger mid to upper level winds, which aren't completely located with where we have the front and the energy coming into the south, but close enough that I think that's going to be one of the factors here in terms of bringing us severe weather. If everything was located together, then we would see a higher risk of severe weather, but it's medium, as Steph showed you. So here's the thunderstorms tomorrow. We've got that risk of thunderstorms coming in across central Texas, and then they move south of Dallas. And now we get into tomorrow evening, watching Little Rock, watching Shreveport overnight into your Wednesday, and we keep it going all the way down to the Gulf Coast by Wednesday. The risk for damaging winds and hail, the main risk, the isolated tornado risk stays with us. Dallas, it's tonight and tomorrow, our main days when it comes to storms. And then we go to the northern side of all this.
Across the country, college students are enjoying spring break.
But not every student is heading to somewhere sunny like Cancun. Some are using their time off from studying to help others, including those impacted by last year's devastating hurricanes.
Oh, this morning we are joined by a student who did just that. Ashley Jankowski is a sophomore at Penn State, Erie. So Ashley, thanks for being with us this morning. Tell us what program you did for spring break and where you went to. Kids who, took a spring break and whatnot. I mean, what is in you that makes you so selfless that you want to give up that week to, hang out and relax and do all this hard work?
And we're watching video of you guys looking like you're tearing out, damaged homes. What were you doing? Did you talk to the homeowners, and what did they?
Going back to Texas at some point to help more people.
Ashley Jankowski, thank you so much for joining us and sharing this story. I'm a Penn Stater too, so we are.
We are.
Penn State, all right. I think it's a fantastic, Steph, opportunity to just give back.
Yeah, there's not many kids that do kind of stuff like that. I was one of them. I mean, I can't.
No, I did too. I went, to Daytona like everyone did.
Yeah.